tree. God bless that young man, God bless his family, and God bless the United States of America. Thank you all.
The president says he regrets he was not able to stop by to see Ryan in the hospital. In dedicating that tree, the president also made a big push for clean air legislation and other environmental programs the Bush administration has planned. Mr. Bush, who has planted trees in a half-dozen other cities, says trees can renew and restore the world and help ensure clean air. And he hopes his America the Beautiful proposal will do just that.
This program involves both rural areas as well as urban tree planting programs in great cities like Indianapolis. And to fund it, I have asked Congress for $175 million for fiscal year 91 to plant 1 billion trees a year.
Mr. Bush urged the U.S. Senate to approve the Clean Air Act when it votes tonight. It would be the first major overhaul of that environmental legislation in 13 years.
Well, organizers of the Bush visit were expecting maybe 6,000 or 8,000 people to attend his outdoor address. Far fewer showed up, and the chilly weather may be at least partly to blame.
The record's clear. We need trees economically and environmentally. And we also need them to lift our minds and our hearts.
And this crowd could have used a lifting of temperature, too. It was a hearty lot who turned out for Mr. Bush. Well, you look awfully bundled up.
I certainly am.
Think you're prepared enough for it?
I think so. I could be quite warm.
The cold turned away many, and tough security screened out the rest. Metal detectors for all who entered the triangular ceremony site as security men guarded the rooftops. Parks workers also stood in wait. I bet you'll be glad when it's over.
Sure. Get some sleep. We've been in there since 5 a.m. for 3 days, and that's a lot of work.
You had to feel for the Tree of Honor, too. This fragile elm looked a little out of its element. President Bush made the most of things with a little tree humor.
You know, 2 weeks ago I told an audience that I'd been planting so many trees all over the country that I might have to open a branch office. I knew it would be. I tried it once before and it got the same groan. This one is going out of the speech from now and evermore.
And later, as school children looked on with delight, the president and Mayor Hudnut shoveled the final scoops of soil onto the new tree. The president's visit is a bonanza for the city parks department, which was selling T-shirts to raise money for its Trees for Tomorrow program. The planting of trees throughout the city will be funded in part by sales of T-shirts commemorating the president's visit.
And the corner of Washington and Alabama where Mr. Bush spoke today will now become the city's newest park to be.
It's certainly one of the funniest promotional spots on Indianapolis television in the past couple of months, and it features the new morning team at WIBC. Let's take a look at that spot right now.
Why are we doing this again, Big John?
WIBC Radio's Jeff Pigeon is learning more about the famous 1070 jetcopter.
You're gonna love it, John! When you asked me to hang out with you, this is not what I had in mind!
Indianapolis depends on Big John's updates to keep traffic moving.
We're moving now! Hey, couldn't I ride inside with you?
Wake up with Jeff Pigeon and the morning team.
Hey, Pidge, we can see your house from here!
Make the drive you take.
A piece of cake, eh, Pidge?
AM 1070 WIBC.
Down, big guy.
Ladies and gentlemen, Jeff Pigeon and John Gillis from WIBC.
I'm telling you, Big John, using your camera stand and these homemade signs was a great idea.
That's right, Jeff, because with the money we're saving by not having a cameraman, we can buy even more prizes for the WIBC 500 race sweepstakes.
And you can pick up your copy at Hook's drugstores, and they're just full of fantastic, easy-to-win prizes like cars and trips and RCA color TVs and a whole bunch more, too.
We're losing our camera. We have guaranteed winners every time we play, but you can only win if you have the 500 race sweepstakes.
And they're available at Hook's.
And so pick one up now and listen to WIBC Radio.
Talk about frequent flyers. He takes more flights than just about anybody here in Indianapolis.
Big John Gillis, the WIBC traffic reporter. See him next on today's 6 Shooter.
Let's see if I can do this. Big John Gillis, air traffic control. Well, he doesn't say it quite like that, but how many times have you heard it? If you listen to the radio, you probably know Big John Gillis. He's WIBC's traffic reporter, and he's the subject of this week's six-shooter.
I just feel so lucky, so blessed to be able to do this. Load in the breakfast. Doesn't seem like it's been 13 or 14 years. In some ways, it seems like it only just started. It's like that feeling of being the first person out in the snow, having the first footprints in that fresh snowfall. Go for it, go for it, go for it. You get up just a little bit before everyone else and go out and look around and see what's happening.
Go around, they pass here.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
You're bobbing out to air traffic control with Big John Gillis.
Thank you, Pitch. The sun is just now cracking the horizon for us, and it's amazing. If you could see this, now it's puffed up to the point where it looks like a frying egg.
As a rule, we have a designated professional competent pilot. Then usually in the back of the airplane is Greg Cooper. Greg's been around since the days of the helicopter. And then we have a second unit up with a lady in it, Mimi Pierce, and then a number of people on the ground that we're in contact with.
We'll be back here momentarily. Big John Gillis, WIBC Air Traffic Control.
The plane crash here a couple of weeks ago. Boy, that's a tough one for me because I knew all those guys.
This is the airport, the Greenwood Airport.
It's spooky to be able to go where they were when it happened and think about how it came down.
Turn left heading 050.
But I have the greatest respect for the pilots in this area, especially the ones that we fly with.
Greg says somebody hit one of the barricades up here, so we'll have to look for that.
Okay, I've been flying Big John about 2.5 years now. He makes the job interesting. It's fun.
Mike McKay, we have this jam. See, this is really our biggest problem, is northbound 65.
The original accident.
A lot of it is observation. Once you know what to watch for, it's kind of like a sixth sense, I guess. There's just sometimes when you go, I get the strangest feeling we should go look here. And then you find something's happening. I would always like to do this because it is kind of special and unique.
Well done. Good job.
Big John Gillis, enjoy the sunshine.
Have a safe weekend. If you're leaving us now, WIBC Air Traffic Control.
I told you I didn't get it quite right. That worked
close.
by photographer-editor Dave Palmer. Nice job.
Yeah, what a job he has. Audrey and Clyde up next.
Have a great evening.
Don't go to bed with no price on your head. No, no. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do the crime if you can't do the time. Yeah. Don't do it. And keep your eye on the sparrow. When the gets narrow. Don't do it. Where can I go where the cold winds don't blow now? Well.
For more than 25 years, they were part of your morning drive to work.
24-hour News 8's Dick Woolsey found Jeff Pigeon and Big John Gillis at the Speedway, at Gillis rather, in the Speedway in brand new roles.
John Gillis, you're first. How does it feel to be back in the seat? Tell me about that.
It feels even better because I'm right next to my favorite guy, Jeff.
Why is he first? What's that about?
Lost track of Jeff Pigeon and Big John Gillis? Check out Garage E2 in Gasoline Alley, the home of their new internet show, The Morning Warm-Up, on Race Fan Radio. Dismissed from WIBC, the two icons are back in the saddle talking to racing fans.
It's in your blood, man. I mean, it's almost like I've said it before, like a narcotic. Yeah, it's just something that you're never going to get used to not doing when you're not doing it.
Here's what is such a trip, to be able to put this on and know that you're talking to people this time around the world.
Doing the radio show will fill a void heal some wounds.
Yeah, I was unhappy. It was devastating. I mean, when something like that happens, it literally takes your breath away. You have to move on. You can't just sit around and, you know, cry in your beer about it. I'm at peace with it. I don't hold any grudges. No, why should I? It's a business.
A big adjustment for Big John as well.
It's been tough. And as Pidge said, we've been through this before, and you know how it works. And I just knew something wonderful was going to happen. I pursued a lot of other things. Nobody wanted me.
The new program reunites a seasoned team doing what they do best.
It's not the technology, just more wonderful ways to reach people. And in this case, we're engaged. It's interactive. It's character. It's people.
People like their first guest, Buddy Rice, 2004 500 winner.
It's a great boost for racing. It's a great boost for the IRL. And, you know, with the merger, I think it helped everything.
The show will travel to different tracks around the country, and some old friends may tag along.
Look, it's Donald Davidson.
How you doing, Donald? Who are these guys? I never saw them before in my life.
I'm Dick Wolfsey for 24 Hour.
It's good to be
News
back
8.
here with you.